To Baruch, the book of the Apocalypse of Baruch, the son of Neriah. And it came to pass in the 25th year of Jeconiah, king of Judah, that the word of the Lord came to Baruch, the son of Neriah, and said to him, Have you seen all that this people are doing to me? That the evils which these 2 tribes which remained have done are greater than those of the 10 tribes which were carried away captive. For the former tribes were forced by their kings to commit sin, but these 2 of themselves have been forcing and compelling their kings to commit sin. For this reason, behold, I'll bring evil upon this city and upon its inhabitants, and it shall be removed from before me for a time. And I will scatter this people among the Gentiles, that they may do good to the Gentiles. And my people shall be chastened, and the time shall come when they will seek for the prosperity of their times. For I have said these things to you, that you may bid Jeremiah, and all those that are like you, to retire from this city. For your works are to this city as a firm pillar, and your prayers as a strong wall. And I said, O Lord, my Lord, have I come into the world for the purpose that I might see the evils of my mother? Not so, my Lord. If I found grace in your sight, first take my spirit, that I may go to my fathers and not behold the destruction of my mother. For 2 things have vehemently constrained me, for I cannot resist you, and my soul, moreover, cannot behold the evils of my mother. But one thing I will say in your presence, O Lord. What, therefore, will there be after these things? For if you destroy your city and deliver up your land to those that hate us, how shall the name of Israel be again remembered? Or how shall one speak of your praises? Or to whom shall that which is in your law be explained? Or shall the world return to its nature of aforetime, and the age revert to primeval silence? And shall the multitude of souls be taken away, and the nature of man not again be named? And where is all that which you did say regarding us? And the Lord said to me, This city shall be delivered up for a time, and the people shall be chastened during a time, and the world will not be given over to oblivion. Do you think that this city of which I have said, On the palms of my hand have I graven you, this building now built in your midst, is not that which is revealed with me, that which prepared beforehand here from the time when I took counsel to make paradise, and showed Adam before he sinned? But when he transgressed the commandment, it was removed from him, as also paradise. And after these things I showed it to my servant Abraham by night among the portions of the victims. And again also I showed it to Moses on Mount Sinai, when I showed the likeness of the tabernacle and all the vessels, and now behold, it is preserved with me as paradise. Go therefore and do as I command you. And I answered and said, So then am I destined to grieve for Zion, for your enemies will come to this place and pollute your sanctuary, and lead your inheritance into captivity, and make themselves masters of those who you loved. And they will depart again to the place of their idols, and will boast before them. And what will you do for your great name? And the Lord said to me, My name and my glory are unto all eternity, and my judgment shall maintain its right in its own time. And you shall see with your eyes that the enemy will not overthrow Zion, nor shall they burn Jerusalem, but be the ministers of the judge for a time. But do you go and do whatsoever I have said unto you. And I went and took Jeremiah, and Addu, and Sariah, and Jabesh, and Gedaliah, and all the honourable men of the people. And I led them into the valley of Kidron, and I narrated to them all that had been said to me. And they lifted up their voice, and they all wept, and they all sat there and fasted until the evening. And it came to pass in the morrow, that lo, the army of the Chaldees surrounded the city. And at the time of the evening I, Baruch, left the people, and I went forth, and I stood by the oak. And I was grieving over Zion, and lamenting over the captivity which had come upon the people. And lo, suddenly a strong spirit raised me, and before me aloft over the wall of Jerusalem. And behold, and lo, 4 angels were standing at the corners of the city, each of them holding a torch of fire in his hands. And another angel began to descend from heaven, and said unto them, Hold your lamps, and do not light them till I tell you. For I am first sent to speak a word to the earth, and to place in it what the Lord the Most High has commanded me. And I said to him, Descend into the Holy of Holies. I saw him descend into the Holy of Holies, and take from there the veil, and the holy ark, and the mercy seat, and the 2 tables, and the holy raiment of the priests, and the altar of the incense, and the 48 precious stones wherewith the priests was adorned, and all the holy vessels of the tabernacle. And he spoke to the earth with a loud voice, Earth, 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 Hear the word of mighty God, and receive what I commit to you, and guard them until the last times, so that when you are ordered you may restore them, so that strangers may not get possession of them. For the time comes when Jerusalem will also be delivered for a time, until it is said that again is restored forever, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up. And after these things I heard the angel saying unto those angels who held the lamps, Destroy therefore, and overthrow its walls to the foundations, lest the enemy should boast and say, We have overthrown the wall of Zion, and we have burnt the place of the mighty God, and they have seized the place where I have been standing before. Now the angels did as he commanded them, and they went and broke up the corners of the walls, and a voice was heard from the interior of the temple, after the wall had fallen, saying, Enter, you enemies, and come, you adversaries, for he who kept the house has forsaken it. And I, Baruch, departed, and it came to pass after these things, that the army of the Chaldees entered and seized the house, and all that was around it. And they led the people away captive, and slew some of them, and bound Zedekiah the king, and sent him to the king of Babylon. And I, Baruch, came to Jeremiah, whose heart was found pure from sins, who had not been captured in the seizure of the city. And we rent our garments, and we wept, and mourned, and fasted 7 days. And it came to pass after 7 days that the word of God came to me, and said unto me, Tell Jeremiah to go and support the captivity of the people unto Babylon. But do you remain here amid the desolation of Zion, and I will show to you after these days what will befall at the end of days. And I said to Jeremiah, as the Lord had commanded me, and he indeed departed with the people. But I, Baruch, returned and sat before the gates of the temple, and I lamented with the following lamentation over Zion, and said, Blessed is he who was not born, or he who has been born has died. But as for us who live, woe unto us, because we see the afflictions of Zion, and what has befallen Jerusalem. I will call the sirens from the sea, and you, Lalin, come from the desert, and you, Shedim, the dragons from the forests. Awake and gird up with your loins in mourning, and take up with me the dirges, and make lamentation with me, ye husbandmen, sow not again. And O earth, wherefore give your harvest fruits? Keep within you the sweets of your sustenance. And now vine, why further do you give your wine? For an offering will not again be made from there in Zion, nor will first fruits again be offered. Do ye, O heavens, withhold your dew, and open not the treasures of rain. And do thou, O sun, withhold the light of your rays. And do thou, O moon, extinguish the multitude of your light. For why should the light rise again, where the light of Zion is darkened? And you bridegrooms, enter not in, and let not the brides adorn themselves with garlands. And you women, pray not that you may bear, for the barren shall above all rejoice. And those who have no sons shall be glad, and those who have sons shall be anguished. For why should they bear in pain, only to bury in grief? Or why again should mankind have sons? Or why should the seed of the kind again be named, where this mother is desolate, and their sons are led into captivity? From this time forward speak not in beauty, and discourse not this of gracefulness. Moreover, you priests, take you the keys of the sanctuary, cast them into the height of heaven, give them to the Lord, and say, Guard your house thyself. For lo, we have found false stewards, and you virgins, who weave fine linen and silk with gold of Ophir, take with haste all these things, and cast them into the fire, that it may bear with him.